In today's video, I'm going to share with you UberStax, the gaming aids. But before we get into today's video, I just want to share with you what the GGGG is for this month. Each month, Bob the Polder picks some of my Patreon supporters to receive gratitude gifts. And for this month of November of 2021, we have this printed and painted Ruin set from the Tempest Hold Kickstarter that's going on right now, as well as 3 all-in digital pledges for those STL files, as well as a 5e adventure. We also have this printed and painted Hot Spring set from Blizzard Bluffs, another current Kickstarter, as well as 3 all-in pledges for that. We also have $100 that is going towards the current Skyrim Kickstarter. And then finally, we are also having a similar set, exactly what you see here, also being one of the GGGGs. If you want to get in on that, go ahead and click on the links below in order to go to my Patreon page. That way you have an opportunity to be chosen by Bob at the end of this month. UberStax did reach out to me, and they did send me not just 1, but 2 of these sets. And one of them is actually going to be one of the GGGGs, as I mentioned. And so thank you so much to UberStax for doing that for me. But this game aid is super, super helpful and entirely modular. And I found works super well with one of my most fiddly games, and that is Shadows of Brimstone. Originally, I was actually intending on showing off how this works with my new game, Arena the Contest, but unfortunately, I didn't have an opportunity to unbox that yet, and so I'm showing you instead Shadows of Brimstone, which also is one of my most favorite dungeon crawlers. But it has tons and tons of cards and tokens and components, so actually UberStax is perfect for a game that requires you to hold this many cards for just one player. So what you see here is typical for a player. So UberStax is exactly the kind of product that I am looking for regarding especially games with a lot of fiddly parts, with a lot of cards that I need to manage, and it's just a perfect way to be able to see all of the cards that you have in your hand. Also, they more recently came out with these Uber trays, which stack on top of each other and also clip together as well. And that's a way that you can hold all of your tokens and chits and components. So another great product from them. And this also clips together and integrates with these trays as well. So there's a ton of versatility with this product. And let's go ahead and just show you a little bit more the details and what you can do with this set. So this is a kit that UberStax sent me. 2 of these 6-piece card holders, and then a stack of these token holders with 1 covering, which is awesome, and then this bag. So another set of this will be one of the GGGGs for this month, so definitely if you want to get in on that, go ahead to my Patreon page. But let's go ahead and configure this, and the way that I want to show you how cool this is I want to bring out probably the game that is the most fiddly game I own, and that is Shadows of Brimstone, just as a way to show you how much stuff that there is for this game. Because when I say fiddly, I mean that this game has the most components that you need to keep track of, because almost everything is on cards. So if I were to lay out all of my equipment for this game on the table, I mean, I am taking up a massive amount of space, and then I have a bunch of tokens. I have my madness and my mutations. So this is taking up a huge amount of table space. And what I had done before is I had just used a piece of pine and cut some slots in it so that these things could slip in there like this. But the only problem with that is because they were right behind each other, oftentimes I couldn't really see what the cards were that were successively behind, because I had a row of 6 rows. And so it was really hard, and oftentimes I would forget the cards that were in the back. So what is super cool about UberStax is that you can tier it so that the back cards are more visible. And each one of these comes with just some instructions just to show you how you can configure things. But for Shadows of Brimstone, what I would do is just slip some of these together sideways like this. So when I stack it like this, what I can do is stick cards here in the front like normal. And then all the other cards here in the back you can still see. And so what I would do is just put a third tier on for some of these extra cards, and then I would keep the player card down here along with some of these other cards, but you can see how I can stick another row across the top here. The other cool thing too is that you are able to also stick these along here, and they can be token holders like this, where you can keep track. And also for Shadows and Brimstone, I actually made these bullets to be grit tokens. So you also have versatility this way. Wonder if you can stick cards here. Yeah, you can still put cards on there as well. So not only can it hold your tokens like this, you can also place your cards up here as well. And then these things also connect with the card holders because they have these pegs here. So they slide on here in the front like this, so that you can place also your tokens and stuff this way if you wanted to, while still having cards on here. And then these also plug in as well. So here I'm able to place these sideways like this, and then I can also stick these up here. So there's just a ton of versatility with what you can do with these UberStax. And I know that these trays, I think they came out with more recently, and also you can buy more of these covers if you need them or want them. Sanity tokens, wound tokens are major things that we're constantly grabbing, and so just having these trays to be able to hold those is great. I mean, this game has a bajillion little tokens that you need to keep track of. Again, it's my fiddliest game that I own, so having something like UberStax like this to keep everything organized is fantastic. So check this out. I took out the other pack of these trays. This is a total of 12, and this is one of the example configurations where now I have enough room to put all of my cards for this one character, and it's only taking up this amount of space, which is fantastic. So this is a great way just to manage some of your games, and is a good system that you can configure whatever way that you want. Obviously, I am going to be using this for my YouTube video playthroughs just because it's a lot easier to show you what my hand is, especially when I'm using my other hand to videotape and hold the camera. This is just a great way to keep everything organized. So I am super happy about this. Probably consider actually getting more of these sets just so that each one of my players has their own. And like I said, this is a set of 2, so 12 total of these trays, and then it looks like for a packet you get 4 of these per pack. They do come in different colors obviously, but I really like the black. That makes it match almost everything else that I have. So there you have it pretty much. This is a very versatile and easy to use and highly configurable gaming aid that I think would appeal to many people, especially if you have a lot of components that you need to keep track of. Also, the fact that you can have your cards be vertical rather than flat on the table is going to save you a lot of space, but also makes it so that you can see all of the cards pretty well. So go ahead and consider this. Again, links in the descriptions below to go to UberStax's website if you want to order some of them and see what other products that they have available. Again, thanks to UberStax for sending me not only 1 but 2 sets so that I can have one of them be a gratitude gift. Again, check out my link to my Patreon page if you want to get in on the possibility of being chosen to receive that. Thanks so much. Happy gaming. We'll see you next time.